This is advice I wish I had when I was 18 years old. I've achieved quite a bit at only 23 years old, and the majority of that came in the last 6 months. Not because of my age, but because I started doing things a little bit differently. And now I truly feel the effects of these small things that produce the majority of results. So here's exactly what has helped me build my dream life. Number one is shifting your identity to become the person you've always wanted to be. This one actually comes from the book Atomic Habits, which I feel like everybody has read or at least heard about. And by far the most quoted thing in that book is you become the person who you think you are, or at least something along those lines. But it pretty much goes over the example of if you're trying to become a runner, simply trying to do something is already setting yourself up for failure. Instead, you have to convince yourself that you are a runner. And I've thought about this a lot, especially because I've always tried to become a more productive guy. But there was always something that was just holding me back, and I would always just end up falling back to bad habits. So as corny as it sounds, now I just genuinely believe that I am not the kind of guy who wastes time. And if you really just engrave this into your mind, whenever you feel the urge to doom scroll or simply just waste time, this is genuinely going to switch your perspective. And yeah, take it from me. In the last 6 months, I've been absolutely dying, which has actually helped me avoid opportunity costs, which is the second lesson I wish I knew sooner. If you don't know what opportunity costs are, the best example I can give is the fact that most guys think of the outcome of what they want. Don't get me wrong, it is a nice thought, but what you should do instead is start thinking of the opposite. What is not doing the things you're supposed to do actually taken away from your life? Think about the alternative of working towards that job, of studying a little bit more, or simply just learning a little bit more about finances. Because doing those things will objectively make your life better, but not doing it is hurting you so much more. And even me personally, I've wasted a ton of money in the past, and sure, that does suck, but it actually makes me way more upset thinking about all the money I could have made, but instead I didn't jump at opportunities, or I simply just didn't work hard enough to achieve all of my goals. And nowadays I'm a lot more locked into my goals, because now I'm just constantly thinking about the fact that not working towards these goals is just limiting my potential, which really just upsets me the most. Lesson number 3 is stop trying to find yourself and instead start building yourself. I think we all wait around trying to find that feeling that you see in the movies, when something just clicks and from there their life completely changes. But unfortunately, that is not how reality works. I've had plenty of epiphanies in the past, but again, I would always just fall back into bad habits. So at the end of the day, nothing really changed until I actively started changing myself. In other words, I was building myself up slowly, and it did not just come from one single moment. Trust me, it takes time. And the next lesson really helped me understand that better. And that is to focus on long-term goals instead of just the next thing. So many people want to get things now. And sure, that ambition and drive to get things faster is definitely a good thing. However, if you're anything like I am, I would get strongly discouraged because I didn't get things when I wanted them. And that wasn't just in the matter of a couple weeks, but I would absolutely burn myself out working for a couple months, and because I didn't see any results, I would think, you know what, this is just unrealistic. Maybe I'm not the kind of person who's going to achieve this, and therefore I would simply just give up. Instead, start focusing on a long-term plan, or at the very least, expand your timeline. You're not going to change your life in 6 months, and although 1 year seems like a long time and plenty of things can change within a year, you are not going to get to your very end goal in a year. We've all heard the quote that good things come to those who wait, and although I think it's not that simple, because simply waiting around isn't going to do anything, but patience plus action, that is genuinely going to move you forward. So the best advice I can give you for that is just fall in love with the process. Sounds a bit corny, and you might not like hearing that, but when you do fall in love with the process, time is actually going to feel a lot faster, and it's not going to feel as long. For example, it's already been 1 year since moving into this apartment, and keep in mind, this is an apartment that I've been wanting for 3 years. Time has absolutely flown by, but even better than that, I genuinely feel like I can't even recognize who I was last year because so many things have changed, which really just gets me even more excited for the next 2 years or even 5 years. Number 5 is prioritize health over everything. And this isn't even just about looking good, but it's about feeling good all the time. I've been in positions where I feel like I was achieving a lot of things quickly, but I was always tired, I had no energy throughout the day, and I just felt like I was just slowly slipping into a bit of a depression. So I can tell you firsthand that achieving all of your goals really doesn't mean anything if you just constantly feel tired and just terrible all the time. And it really wasn't until about 6 months ago where I really started to dial in my nutrition, my fitness, and now I'm still getting everything that I want done, and it feels even easier because I prioritize my health. Lesson number 6 is avoid consumer debt like the plague. I promise you, it is so hard to move forward when you're constantly being dragged down by consumer debt. And if you're on the younger side, you probably recently just opened up your first credit card. But the thing is, most guys still don't know how credit cards work or how to build a good credit score. So at the very least, learn how to manage your money. So one of the next goals that you should set out is to start tracking your expenses, build a budget, and build financial financial discipline. And I've been using the same tool for well over a year now, so I genuinely can't recommend anything else than Monarch, the sponsor of today's video. I have literally yet to find anything easier to use because with Monarch, everything is in one simple dashboard. And they sync with over 13,000 institutions, so whatever banks or brokerages you use, you can easily connect it into one app. And once you have anything connected, they're automatically going to track and log every single expense. Everything that comes in, everything that comes out, no matter how many accounts or credit cards you have. So this literally does all the work for you. But I still like to go in and categorize every single expense. This really helps me make sure that I'm not overspending in anything in my budget. Things like groceries, eating out, or even just personal shopping. I'm setting a limit and I'm making sure that I'm never exceeding that. That single-handedly has helped me build a financial discipline. And trust me, that is so hard to do if you don't see where your money is going. This has also made it so much easier to save money, build an emergency fund, and pretty much stay on top of every other financial goal that I have. So if you're interested in trying them out for yourself, you can scan this QR code right here or use the first link in the description. And you could also use code Aaron50 for 50% off your first year. Huge thank you to Monarch for sponsoring today's video. Now, aside from budgeting, you should also learn how to use credit cards properly. And there are so many resources online. In fact, recently I created a mini crash course that covers pretty much everything from savings accounts, credit cards, building a budget that works for you. So if you're interested in that, that's also going to be linked in the description. Lesson number 7 is stop being a people pleaser. This is something that plenty of people struggle with. And I truly think that is the one thing that holds a ton of people back. The thing is, most people don't know how to set a boundary. Or the other issue is the fact that they just don't want to disappoint anybody because they always feel that need to be liked by everybody. And the first step to that is stop worrying what other people think about you. And I get it, that's a lot easier said than done. But the one thing that has really helped me overcome that is just being more confident in myself. And if you consider yourself an ambitious person, you should realize that your time is valuable. And saying yes to other people is saying no to yourself, which I know is another thing that sounds very corny, but you don't have unlimited time. And saying yes to everybody is really holding you back from your own time. But also you have to be able to differentiate two things that you can control and things that you can't control. You cannot control how other people think about you, so it shouldn't be something that you worry about. Again, that might take time to understand and put into practice. Once you do, that is going to free up so much time and mental stress on yourself. The next tip is to become more quiet about your wins. I'll be honest, I'm not a quiet or mysterious guy. Lots of times I get excited and I want to tell somebody, but you get to a certain point where your wins really feel like you're bragging to other people. And honestly, the last thing that I want to feel like is a pretentious person. So I stopped telling my friends what I'm up to or the things that I've accomplished recently. Even on social media, I do not want to be that guy who's always flashing something expensive. And I'm mostly proving that to myself because I don't want materialism to be my identity. But out of everything, I think the most important reason why you should keep your wins more quiet is the fact that if you're constantly telling everybody about what you're doing, how much you make, or the things that you have, you're going to attract the wrong people, which is something that I've experienced firsthand. When I was constantly posting things on social media about my watches, about the places that I'm going, or even some expensive things, I realized even the girls that I was talking to, they are not girls that I would even want to date because they were really only attracted to the lifestyle rather than actually me. So even if you follow me on Instagram, again, I might post a couple things here and there, but you're really never going to know exactly how much money I make or how much I'm spending on certain things. This next one genuinely improved my life, and that is having somebody to keep you accountable in your corner. This is either one trusted friend, maybe it's your partner, or even your parents. You can only do so much by yourself. And trust me, I've tried to do everything by myself, be self-taught and be self-coached. You are going to get burnt out, and then eventually you are going to hit a wall. So constantly talking to people who are smarter than you is going to help you push past that. But also having somebody to keep you accountable is going to make sure that you're never falling behind. And again, really only keep this to one person. One of my favorite books is The $1 Million Weekend, and it had a pretty good idea of having a friend or loved one give you $1 and consider them a shareholder or on the board. From there, every single week, you're gonna have a meeting, tell them what you've been up to, because just like a shareholder meeting, you should be able to come back to them with some good results or at least some progress. Now, unfortunately, this next one took me a little while to understand, and that is experiences over materialism. I get it, we probably all want nice things, nice clothes, expensive watches, or even fast cars. And don't get me wrong, those things are really cool, but if you can only spend money on one place, I genuinely recommend they should be experiences. I never really regretted any purchases until I realized that the money that I spent on one thing could have been a week in Europe or Japan, and now having experienced travel or other things, I could care less about buying something new. Because all I really want to do is experience new things, travel to new places. Now I understand firsthand how much better it is than just having an expensive watch on your wrist. Number 11 is stop being a pessimist. I think sometimes we all have the urge to not like things. Sometimes I'll just get in a state of mind where I just get so bitter, and everything new in my life, I have the need to immediately not like it or at least critique it. But if you could become a more open-minded guy, that's going to open you up to new experiences or to things that you would have brushed past. And now I really think that you're never gonna know if you like something unless you try it. This could be something as simple as food or opportunities as well. And you don't have to commit to something for a very long time. But going somewhere that you don't feel like going, or simply just talking to somebody new, I promise you that can open up so many more doors. Now, in case you haven't caught on, a lot of these were about building up good habits. Because like I mentioned earlier, you have to build yourself up. You have to build your dream life. And the easiest way to do that is with better habits. So if you want to see a video about 25 habits that genuinely improve my life, then make sure to watch this video right here.